Is my buddy, is my partner, in recording. So don't worry about my partner. Yeah, but today let's just jump in, guys, in today's topic. And today I don't want to waste a lot of time. We're going to discuss some serious issues. And today's topic is: have you ever thought in getting into a very serious relationship that will lead to marriage? What are those some factors that you should consider if you really want to get into that serious relationship that will eventually lead to marriage? So let's just jump in and look at some few factors. I'm just going to discuss a few of which they may help you, or they may not all. Yeah, but hopefully they might be of value to you. So before jumping into a relationship, first of all, there are a few factors to consider. Readiness. First of all, are you ready to jump into that relationship? When we talk about readiness, your personal readiness, are you willing to jump into a relationship that is very serious, that will lead to marriage? But when I'm talking about readiness, here are some things that to consider, like emotional stability. How stable are you? How have you resolved your personal issues fast? Because you know that sometimes we may jump into a relationship because we just want to cover up for our past experience. So emotional stability, how stable are you emotionally? But the other thing is self-awareness. What are your values? What are your goals? What do you want into that relationship? Or what do you want to get out of that relationship? So a self-awareness. But then the other thing is past experience, and this is what has killed a lot of relationships. You know, sometimes we jump into a relationship because we want to cover up for the past relationship. You have been hurt, you have been emotionally disturbed, you've been physically abused, and all that. So if you get somewhere to cover that up before even healing in this past experience, you are jumping into another relationship. This may lead you to not reaching your goal, or to not reaching the destiny of marriage. Because what I'm talking about is relationship that leads to marriage at last. So these are some things you should consider, being ready personally. But the other thing is compatibility. Compatibility, what do I mean here? Shared values. What values do you share? What goals do you have about family, about faith, about finances? What things you have in common between you and your partner before jumping into a very serious relationship? What are your life goals? What have you said? What have you said before about your career, about children, about lifestyle? All that. If you want to jump into a very serious relationship, then consider all that. Emotional and intellectual connections. Do you connect? Do you communicate and end up well? Do you enjoy that meaningful conversation when the two of you are together? Do you feel secure when you are with your partner? So all these are things to consider. But then the other thing is communication, guys. Communication has led to a lot of destroyed relationships. Communication. Do you have that openness? Does your partner have that openness and honesty? Do you share? Do you communicate openly about your feelings? Conflict resolutions. This is also another thing that has led to very destroyed relationships. Conflict resolution. How do you handle disagreements? Before getting into a very serious relationship that will lead to marriage, first of all, you have to measure these things. Maybe you have disagreed at one point. Then how do both of you handle? Do you just blow up like a burning fire in the bush, or do you calm down and how do you handle conflict? How do you resolve conflict? So these are some of the things to check in when you want to get into that serious relationship. But then the other thing is trust and respect. Do you trust each other? Do you have that mutual trust when you do you feel secure when the both of you are together? Do you trust each? Do you respect each other? You know, especially men, you should respect that person that you feel that is going to be your life partner, your life spouse. Before jumping it, do you have that respect? Does she respect you? in public? Do you respect her in public? Do you respect her even when you're in your sacred places? Do you have that respect? Or sometimes you just want to use her even before she's ready. You have already jumped in. You have not even you're just in your second date or third date. You're already wanting that thing, and so these are some of the things that you should consider: respect and trust before jumping into a very serious relationship. Then the other thing is family and friends. They also play a very big role in your relationship. And here I talk about support network. Does your family, that circle of your family, does it support your relationship? Do they agree? What are their opinions about your relationship? Do you think that they are biased, or do you think sometimes they just don't like your partner, so they bring negativity and everything like that? So how do you handle that? Are you siding with your family, or are you how can I put it? Are you supporting? Are you giving her your partner a shoulder when your family member is attacking or things like that? So how do you handle that? But then family dynamics. How do you communicate between your family and her family, or her family and your family? How is that communication? Is it compatible? Do they agree? Do you like their family? Do they like you? And things like that. But then emotional and maturity. Handling difficulties. In your relationship that will lead to marriage, it's not a bed of roses. Sometimes things happen. Sometimes you have a fight. Sometimes there's these ups and downs. How are you handling? Both of you, how are you handling ups and downs, difficulties? Then what about independence? You're meeting when you're two mature people. You're not a child, or she's not a child. So give her time, give her independence, give her privacy, and let her do the same to you. So because you know that this relationship is going to end up into marriage, so you start from that time you have met. How are you going? The stages. How are you carrying on? Is it a person that calls you every time to know that where are you? What are you doing? Who are you with? Things like that. Sometimes we have to be mature and just let that maturity grow as we want it to lead into marriage. Commitment level. What is your commitment level? Because sometimes shared commitment. What are your shared commitment? Are you sure that you want this person to last longer with you, to have a family with you? And the other thing is effort. Are you giving any effort? Sometimes you have to sacrifice other things because you are into this relationship and you want it to work. So you sacrifice other things, because sometimes if one is sacrificing and the other one is like, I'm too busy to meet you, I'm too busy to call you, I'm too busy to do this, I'm too busy to go for a date, then have a question, because you want to have a committed relationship. But then finances. The other thing is finances. Are you having a stable financial income so that you can have a stable relationship? Because I know, my dear, everything rotates around money. Everything is about money. If you don't have money to have a stable relationship, you'll end up having conflicts. Then if your finances are not stable, how are you going to handle that? How do you sit down and talk and see what are you going to do, because you want your finances to manage your bills and everything? So all this you should discuss. But the other thing is spirituality, your spiritual life, your faith and your beliefs. Because sometimes you want a partner, maybe you are of this religion, your partner is of another religion. How are you going to handle that? Are you ready for that? Because you have to be first ready that I'm entering into this relationship that will lead to marriage. But then what about the faith level? Is my partner's faith compatible with mine? Do you think that we are going to go along? Do you think that we are going to agree? Do you think we are going to match? Things like that. So all these are some factors to consider before getting into a very serious relationship. Today I've just felt like jumping into that and talking about a little bit about that. Hope it's going to help you, or hope you're going to enjoy this topic. So here we talk about everything, almost everything, and I talk about my personal experience and everything. So today, just wanted to feel to I just wanted to share with you some of the factors that you should consider before jumping into that relationship that may lead you to marriage, because I know marriage has got a lot of things afterwards. So hope you have enjoyed this video and hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now. Love you.